Hi everyone, welcome back to 1920 Gaming. We're ready to take another step on our manager's journey here in FIFA 20 career mode. And as you can see, we're going to be getting off to a really big start today, as we take a trip to none other than the Emirates Stadium. But before we get into the episode and the games, I'd just like to thank you all for taking time out of your days to kick back and watch this again. And I hope it's a good enough video for you. Straight off the bat, I don't want to make any excuses, but if the performances in the games are not up to a decent level today, I am feeling extremely under the weather, but I don't want to use that as an excuse not to push a video out for you. And in this one today, as well as Arsenal, we, as you will have saw there, have got the Bristol, the Charlton, and I think we'll leave it at the QPR game. We'll split the month into two, as we generally do in January. But yeah, that's the plans for today. This game against Arsenal, at the best of times, would be a tough one. But we go through, we'll just see what we can do. We're not probably expected to do anything over two legs against Arsenal anyway. So there's not really, it's Arsenal who have got all the pressure on them, not us. And yeah, we'll jump into that one then. Before we do though, it is a big game, so it's only right that we jump into the press conference. And the first thing that they're asking is, will the attitude of the players make a difference against Arsenal? Well, yeah, of course it will. We like to be aggressive and get on the front foot, so that's probably the best answer for us, because it relates to how we do play. I'd like to think we got a professional attitude in as much as you can on a video game, but we do like to be aggressive and get on the front foot. And this one makes no sense because we already do have a new signing. We signed him before January open, but we still do have one, so we're just going to say that we're good all over the pitch. Which again is another true statement. I don't feel the need for any more new players to come in at the moment, to be honest. And they're saying we're basking in good form, which over the course of the season we really are. But we don't need to let that distract us, which is why we'll pick that answer. We just need to keep the games ticking over, keep the wins ticking over, and see where that takes us at the end of the season. So now that's over, guys, we're going to jump straight into the game, and I will see you at kickoff. And okay then, here we go at the Emirates Stadium, and what a beautiful stadium it is as well, especially considering the ones that we've been playing in. But we can't get drawn in by all that. We've got a game to take care of. We do want to try and get a result. It might seem a bit out of reach or a bit over ambitious, but I would like to try and get some kind of decent enough lead where I'd feel confident enough to rotate the team the next time that we play Arsenal, because obviously what was quite a relaxed time in the league, as we have already touched on in the previous episodes. We have let Stoke back in, so we are now fixed in a race again in the league. So with that in mind, like I say, I'd like to try and take care of this game here at the Emirates, and then be able to confidently rotate the team back at our place, where I feel pretty confident we can at least get a draw out of that game. But yeah, we've got a lot to do here before we can even think of that. I'm thinking something like a 2 or 3 goal margin would be a good enough one to risk a few rotations. But yeah, it's going to be a tough ask. We'll just need to see how we get on with it, really. And in the first 20 minutes, we've got through the first milestone. We've not conceded a goal, which is always good. That's what the underdogs are always told to do, I guess. It's been a really tight game. No one's really had a look at each other's goal yet. And as I say that, Arsenal that's been the best chance of the game so far. And the rebound thankfully goes out for a goal kick. And Man City have signed Koulibaly for 57.8 million. Fair enough. But yeah, that you just saw, that was actually the best chance of the game. It was probably the only chance of the game, if I'm being honest, so far. Like I said, it's been a really tight affair. Arsenal have definitely not dominated us, but we've not dominated them either. I'd say it's a pretty even split with the possession, but a lot of it has been in this middle third of the pitch here for both sides. So yeah, not the most entertaining game to watch at the moment, but as Arsenal come again here now, and that's another big save. There's just a feeling that they might be starting to turn the screw here a little bit now. Hopefully I've not jinxed myself, but thankfully that one was right at the keeper. Still, he makes a good save though. Yeah, at the moment it's been a really tense one to play in, because you just get that feeling that at the moment, I know it's still early in the game, but it could end up being a 1-0. And with Arsenal starting to turn the screw at the moment, that's not really a very comfortable feeling. But we might be able to do something on the counter here. That's a great little ball out to Dogu. On the volley that was played as well. He just needs to beat Torreira here. He has done that, but then he tried to turn back because there's no one up in support. We do get a corner out of it though. It could be a game for set pieces, which makes me regret not having McKeith on the pitch a little bit, to be honest. And as you can see there, that's exactly why. There's not really much presence in the box without him, and the corner's just easily headed clear. We've got it back to Moreno though. Maybe we might have a little 5 or 10 minute spell like Arsenal did now. Got Morgan on the edge of the box, but unfortunately he's not on his favoured left foot, otherwise I definitely would have been hitting that. Ferreira's done well there, he's done really well. And Morgan's, is he? I thought Morgan might have been offside there, that's why I didn't say anything. But we've been credited with a goal, and I said I would have hit it with him if he was on his left foot. He gets himself into a good position, and he just finishes a rebound off with a right. He definitely looked offside to me there as Ferreira hit it, but I'm not going to moan. He reacted before the defender, I'll say that much, and he was just there for the tapping. But I have seen offside on FIFA given for those type of goals. But we're 1-0 up at the Emirates. I am happy about that. Sorry for the subdued reaction to the goal, but I suppose, like in real life at the moment, I was waiting for the VAR check just to confirm that was a goal. And yeah, that's a great start, because Arsenal had just started building a bit of pressure on us. We come through unscathed. We give them about 5 minutes of pressure right back, but thankfully we've made it count. and hopefully we can go in now 1-0 up at half time. But that was a decent crossing again there, and I think that was Nketiah that missed the header. Yeah, it was. Well, somebody missed the header. I think it was Nketiah. But he did well to get between the centre backs and got pretty much a free header there. He probably should have done better, to be honest. But we build out now, and hopefully we can, like I said, get into half time, a goal up. That would be really nice. Moreno does quite well there, but he's lost it in the end. One too many turns. And Arsenal they tried to play the way out. That's a big mistake. Can we punish them for it now? Giles finds the ball inside to Garcia, who finds another nice one outside to Clark. And that was read really well there by Milito, I think it was, in the Arsenal defence. And Arsenal play their way out, and this is probably going to be half time. We just need to see this attack out now. Almost bringing it forward here. He's got Pepe out on this right, who Giles has actually matched up really well against. He's not given Pepe much in this match, and that weren't far off. I'm sure the net rippled with that one. It was Nketiah that had the header as well, and that was Nketiah again. But he's definitely getting closer. We need to be dealing with him a lot better. We play this one out now, and that surely it is indeed. That's half time. And the second half's not started too badly for us. I did lose the start of the second half footage. I apologise about that. But never mind, because we pick it up here now. That's a decent ball in there from Doku, but unfortunately we couldn't make nothing happen with it. We've recycled the possession here though. Garcia's done pretty well. He's found Morgan, found Clark again, found Morgan again, found Garcia again. Oh, that's a beautiful little deft touch, and Morgan's finished it at the near post. I actually did mean that one, guys. I always go to the far post, but I thought that angle was a little bit too narrow, so I thought I'd try something a bit different. That little touch there is unreal from Gomez. That's what makes the chance. And Morgan on his left foot, you can see we did finesse it. It was in the bottom near corner, and it worked. And now we are actually 2 goals up now at the Emirates. And if we can hold on to this now, this is the kind of margin that I wanted to be able to rotate, because I do feel if we can take a 2-goal lead, that Arsenal coming back to our place will be able to, like I said, to at least get a draw out of that game. But yeah, the 2-goal cushion just gives us that little bit of buffer in case we were to slip. Oh dear. Oh, I thought Arsenal were going to get straight back into it there. But yeah, we're 2-0 up now. That's a decent little ball there from Giles. We've just got to hold what we have now, and if we can, add to it. If not, it doesn't really matter all that much. We might be able to add to it either with Ferreira, and that's a great save from Leno. But Ferreira there, on his debut, he's got to be scoring there, surely. He's got no defender around him. He's got the near post to aim for, but he hits it almost straight at Leno. It's a disappointing finish to what was a good move. And if we could have done that then, if we could have scored there, that would have been this tie gone to bed, I reckon. But it wasn't to be. We just got to carry on playing. We're playing really well, as you can see at the minute. So, yeah, it's all good. So the last 10 minutes, Arsenal have put a bit of a squeeze on, trying to make it harder for us to keep possession of the ball. As you can see there, them pressing it a lot more aggressively now. Up to now, we've coped with it. We're still trying to play our football, but like I say, it is getting harder. They might be through here now. That's not the ball I thought they were going to go for, and why on earth has Tomori just left that? I was actually just pressing the button for him to clear it, and instead he just moves out of the way. That's really worrying. We've got away with one there, if I'm being honest. Maybe we can bring the ball away and do something with it now, but that's the aggression there that I was just on about, and straight away Arsenal are back on the attack now. But yeah, we've been playing really well. Like I say, they've made it quite easy for large parts of the game, but the last 10 or 20 minutes they have started pressing. We might be able to do something here now though, as Garcia's got in front of Torreira. He's played it to Gomez. Morgan's on his left foot, but his touch for once just got away from him. And Arsenal come again now. And it's starting to feel more like a cup tie, but thankfully we've still got our 2-goal cushion at the moment. And why there's not a lot going on, guys, and just the ball being turned over a lot in the middle from both sides. It's a good time for me to tell you that at the end of this game there's going to be highlights of the Bristol game and the Charlton game as well, and then we'll come back and reassess things again before the QPR game. But back to this one, and Arsenal bring the ball away with a nice little play pattern in the middle of the park there, as they're pushing to try and get at least 1 goal back before the end of the game. Obviously we don't want to let them do that, but that was a nice little interception there from Fosu Mensah. I thought they might have been in there. And can we do something now? We don't need to rush, to be honest. 2 is enough, and there's no excuse for giving the ball away there. We had all our players up the park as well, but thankfully there weren't really no urgency to play the ball forwards from Arsenal, although they've done a nice bit of through ball there over the top. That's a nice little 1-2 and a nice little deft header there from Olmo, I think it is. The fact that they played the 1-2, to be honest, threw me. This little 1-2 here, I thought the ball would have come in first time, and because of that it kind of scrambled my head a bit. And yeah, that little 1-2 there just before flinging the crossing has got them back into the game. And guttingly for me now, because it probably means we're not going to be able to rotate the side for the next leg. Yeah, it's not only changed the complexion of this game, it's brought them right back into the tie as well. We're running out of time here, but this is nice. This is really nice, and the finish is there as well. And forget everything that I just said, because we now have our 2-goal cushion back. And it's Ferreira who, up until this point, I weren't really feeling what he was doing, but what him and Gomez just did in such a little tight part there on the edge of the box, a little tight area. I think they played a 1-2-3 to get through those defenders, and they did. And I thought I was going to give it Gomez back for a second, but I just hit it with Ferreira. I was expecting him, to be honest, to put his foot through it, but he didn't. Instead he went for the precision himself, and he almost comes off the inside of his heel. But I don't care, not one bit. I'll take it, because that is, and it is, I was going to say probably the end of the game now, but it definitely is the end of the game. What a mad 5 minutes at the end of the game that was. Olmo gets Arsenal straight back into it. We go right up the other end and put them, what I hope, if I'm right, will be back out of it again. And we can now rotate for the second leg, which is what I wanted to do, because I do think at our place we'll get a result, even if it's a draw, and that'll be enough to see us into the cup final. I actually can't believe I'm saying that, but there you go. But we're not going to get too far ahead of ourselves. We've still got the second leg to take care of yet, and let's jump into those highlights now. So after those highlights, guys, after that couple of games, this is now what the league looks like. We're still 3 points ahead of Stoke. Actually, no, sorry. We've gone 3 points ahead of Stoke. That had shrunk, hadn't it, that? I'm pretty sure it did. But anyway, in any event, we are 3 points clear at the top now, despite dropping points against Bristol. The performances in those two games, the Bristol game and the Charlton games, were terrible. Even though we beat Charlton 4-0, that scoreline was extremely flattering. With in the notifications, as you can see there, away from the pitch, we had a loan offer for Tremblay, which we can't accept even if we want to at the moment. And yeah, we'll get the player training and we'll hope for a much better performance against QPR, who historically we have struggled against both this season and last season. So it's definitely not a given. It's definitely not going to be an easy one. I did expect my performances to suffer today. I touched on that earlier, and they surely have done. And I've just realised that we now have another cup game. So yeah, we've now got Preston in the FA Cup. I'm pretty sure that was another league game there before. But yeah, the cup's obviously been drawn. We got Preston. We do need to go through that round for the club's objectives. So in the next episode, we'll have the Preston Cup game, the second leg against Arsenal, Millwall, and deadline day to look forward to. But that is going to be it from me in this one, guys. The episode is going to end with highlights of the QPR game. Hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please hit like and subscribe. It would help a lot. I've been 1920 Gaming, and yeah, have a good day, and I'll see you all shortly for the next one.